in the works for a number of years.
Yes.
I think the question we asked, and we'll remember that we did the parish reorganization,
Yes.
which was a real difficult process and involved merging parishes and sometimes closing churches, which was really traumatic for us because community is everything.
Yes. Yeah.
So we had done that process, and the idea of that was, what are the parishes we need to serve the diocese in the future? So we had that work done, and it was hard, but it was important. Then we came and asked the question, as we look at where we're going in the future, how are we going to continue to serve our people? We had done some we had outsiders do surveys on the number of priests we would have.
Yes.
They did projections, which turned out to be very accurate.
Yes.
We did another projection for the next 15 years, and the number of priests that we would have.
Yes.
I mean, we asked, how are we going to continue to serve in our parishes, serve our people? Yes. And so we looked at different models that other dioceses in Canada, the United States, even in Europe were using, had already established. And we came to what we're calling the family of parishes as a way of looking at parish ministry in a new way, and to give us, the family of parishes gives us stability, that we can, with this model, we can continue to serve our people with the priests that we have or can project that we have, with the priests from international other countries coming in to support us, that we could continue to do this in the future. So the family of parishes gives us that stability. The focus is on mission.
Yes.
And so the popes have been talking about the new evangelization.
Yes.
What does that mean? And by sharing resources, like now we have 7 churches that came together in Sarnia. It gives us all sorts of possibility. You were working in youth ministry.
Yes.
It gives parishes that couldn't afford to have youth minister. It gives the possibility of serving a family of parishes with youth ministry, with lay pastoral ministers in a way that we could not do before. So it's a sharing of resources. And I think when we look at the challenges before the church now, living in a society that's becoming more and more secular,
yes,
we can't afford to work on our own. And parishes had that fierce autonomy that we do things on our own. Well, for young people today, if we want to attract young people to our parishes, parish boundaries, that's not significant for them.
Yeah,
I mean, so here in Sarnia, you can have really a vibrant ministry to young people, and it just makes so much more sense to be working together if you're looking at it from the perspective of mission.
Yes.
And the mission is evangelization, or another way of saying evangelization is forming disciples of Jesus. I think as Catholics, we need to do more in terms of we're sent out.
Yes.
And we've got to learn to maybe tell our story.
Yes.
Be able to have that confidence in our faith to talk to our neighbor or a friend who might not be going to church.
Yes.
And it's that our lay people are the ones, it's not going to be the priest.
Yes.
It's our lay people who are the ones that can reach out to them and say, look, I had this experience at the family of parishes today, and we've got these things, and invite them to come to church, experience an alpha program or something.
Yes.
They're the ones that have to do this work of bringing others, inviting them into our church. So that's a really key thing that is the focus of the family of parishes. You know.
Would you say that's your appeal? If you were to speak directly to the people, the Catholic community here in Sarnia, is that what you would like to tell them, to ask them?
Yeah, but to do that, we don't do that as Catholics.
Yes.
That's a big thing.
Yes.
I think our Catholics need to have that confidence in their faith. So that's where the first step, I think, is forming disciples. And that's what our parishes can do. exposing our people to the faith that they have as Catholics, learning more about their faith, and then sort of discerning the gifts that they have, tremendous gifts that we can use and call forth from people. And people, there's a generosity. They want to use their gifts for the church, but they have to be invited. And I think a big challenge is to support our married couples in raising their children, and having that confidence to be able to talk to their children, their teenagers, about what their faith means to them, introduce them to Jesus. I mean, we cannot replace what happens in the family. And how, our family of parishes, I think, is how can we help our families to have that, have their faith come alive for them and support them in that. It's really hard for families these days, all of the pressures that they're under. I think we as church, parishes have to be supporting them. Plus, COVID is one, and I think the last few months, the Indian residential schools, that we need to be aware of our brothers and sisters. And so the danger is that we pit ourselves against each other. And I think Pope Francis has reminded us that we're all brothers and sisters in this, and we all got to be working together, and we've got to be concerned about one another. And I think that's what our family of parishes, that's the message that we can bring. Jesus is the hope, and that as long as we witness to him, we bring a word of hope to people who are desperately searching for it today. That's why we're always going to need our church, because people have that hunger, a deeper hunger and so that's what we got to learn to fit into, because they're asking the questions, and we just need to be there with them when they're asking those questions. That's what the family of parishes is all about.
Well, I think with that, Bishop, we will end our interview, and we want to thank you on behalf of the family of parishes here in Sarnia, Bluewater. We want to thank you for your time with us, and for also being so kind and sharing your insights and